Let food be Thai medicine and medicine be Thai food. I'm pretty sure you know about what I'm talking about. Yes, this is the Hippocrates quotes about our health. And it also existed in cancer because now many people are aware about how to prevent it, how to fight it. So here are the 5 best foods that prevent and fight cancer. Hi everyone, welcome back to our lovely channel Triple H How to Be Happy and Healthy with me, Dr. Hans, as a nutritionist and working on functional medicine. Now I'm gonna share you about the 5 best foods that prevent and fight cancer. Firstly, before I share about these foods, I wanna share you about what is cancer, what kind of disease, because I'm sure that you often heard about a cancer, many various types of cancer, breast cancer, bowel cancer, then a larynx cancer, and etc. But many people just think that cancer is also a genetic disease or maybe the DNA mutation, but it has the really root cause that you need to know, because cancer is actually the DNA and gene damage. So it caused by our mitochondrial damage, especially, and it can lead to cell mutation and also growing uncontrollably. So after that, of course, you can it can destroy your blood vessel, your nervous system, or your vital organs, and eventually it can lead to death. Yeah. So cancer is the top 3, let's say it's the top 3 in many countries that can lead to the mortality. So what makes it different between this cancerous cell and our healthy cell or normal cell? The first thing, the cancer cell is immortal. So every type of our cell has a age. Let's say our red blood cell has a 2 to 3 months age in our body, then it will recycle. Then our white blood cell and our any kind of cell has age, but cancer cell is immortal. It cannot dead. They can't dead by just itself. So we need to eliminate it, or maybe we have to have certain way to kill this cancer cell. The second thing, it has a rapid rate of spreading. So it can spreading the term is metastasis. It is term of cancer disease. Then the third thing, it has anaerobe respiration. What does it mean? The respiration doesn't need any oxygen because they can live, they can replicate by fermented respiration without any oxygen. The first question actually that you need to ask based on this definition of cancer disease is, what damage the DNA or our DNA and our cells, especially mitochondria, at the first place? Because if it doesn't happen before, it will not lead to the cell mutation and etc. that I mentioned before. So what you need to know that damage it at the first place, the first thing is, refined sugar. Maybe we cannot avoid sugar totally in our diet, and maybe you don't really necessarily need to avoid all kind of sugar, because carbohydrates always or almost has sugar inside it, because carbohydrates, as I mentioned, as I explained before, it has a starch, fiber, and sugar, natural carbohydrates. But refined sugar is totally different. Refined sugar table sugar, brown sugar, or maybe even high fructose corn syrup is also refined sugar that you need to avoid, because that's the number one that can act as a inflammatory. It can lead to the inflammation really, really bad. The second thing that can lead to the DNA and cell damage is vegetable oil. Yeah, vegetable oil that has high omega-6. It's really inflammatory that you need to avoid it. The third thing is ultra-processed food. So please make a difference between processed food and ultra-processed food. Because many people are confused about it. Like ultra-processed food is like a food that has like a different looks or different different shape. just say it like has totally different with their original looks. So let's say like a potato. I give you like example. Potato and French fries is totally different looks, right? Then what else? Like sweet potato or maybe corn and popcorn. Yeah, it has like a very different looks. So when you eat something that has like a don't look like their original plan, it says that it has like has been through a lot of process, a long journey in the machine, in the manufacturer, that it become ultra processed food. Also, your breakfast cereal, it's also called ultra processed food. Then what else? Chemical or artificial substances, such as like the things that we hardly avoided right now is a glyphosate, herbicide, pesticide, insecticide, fungicide, and also like the artificial sweeteners. Now it's like many people talk about like aspartame. Then also like what I mentioned before, the high fructose corn syrup is also artificial. Then like a food enhancer, MSG. Yes, it can also create damage in our DNA and cell. Then what else? Smoking, vaping, alcohol. I think they are obvious that can like lead to DNA and cell damage. So now, what is the 5 best foods that can prevent you from many types of cancer? And also some of these can also fight if you are like having cancer, or maybe you have like friends, family, relatives now like developing cancer in certain stage. I will start it from the number 5 first, which is it's a cruciferous vegetables. Because this brassica family has indo-3-carbinol, this is the active compound that works as in our liver as detoxification. So there are like phase 1, phase 2 detoxification in our liver, and it really needs these compounds, which is the indo-3-carbinol. And it also has sulforaphane, which is sulforaphane is also the active compounds in the brassica family in the cruciferous vegetables, especially if you can get the sprouts. Because the sprouts has like maybe like 10 times more sulforaphane than the fully ground cruciferous vegetables, such as like broccoli sprouts, then like Brussels sprouts and anything. It also has like many micronutrients like such as vitamin C, potassium, magnesium, vitamin B complex, and etc. So you can get these cruciferous vegetables by eating broccoli, kale, bok choy, arugula, radish, cabbage, and etc. The number 4 best foods for cancer is fermented vegetables. So the fermented vegetables like that has been known worldwide is sauerkraut, then kimchi, just an example that you can consume it in a daily. Because these fermented veggies has the real vitamin C. Why do I need to say the real vitamin C? Because like many supplements now, many people think that they took vitamin C like properly. Actually, they just took like the smallest, or maybe even it's like a artificial vitamin C that only has ascorbic acid. So the real vitamin C always comes in complex. So they have like a cofactor, like a vitamin P, vitamin J, vitamin K. Then they have like a copper, tyrosinase, and etc. in their active form. Because real vitamin C, it can lower inflammation and it can also remove the free radicals in your body. Fermented vegetables, it also act as a prebiotic and probiotic because these two terms are different, but both are really important to feed our colon cells and prevent our tumor growth in people who has been developed cancer. Then, what is the other options that you can, if you couldn't get the fermented vegetables, you can also get the Greek yogurt, the full fat, not the low fat one. I will explain to you maybe in other videos if you're interested about like why do I prefer the full fat Greek yogurt rather than the low fat dairy product, especially like a Greek yogurt. Then also miso, tempeh, and natto. It's also good for like a fermented product that can fight and prevent cancer. The number 3 that can prevent and fight cancer is dark chocolate. Yeah, dark chocolate in any kind of form, like cacao nibs, then like the cacao powder and etc. But just make sure that if you eat dark chocolate, make sure that it's sugar free. Yeah, or maybe sweetened with stevia or any kind like a monk fruit. It's like a natural sweetener, not the artificial one that I mentioned before, because it's really important to get the benefit of the dark chocolate that you consume. Then dark chocolate also contains more flavonols than berries. It can also like control your blood pressure, regulate your cholesterol in your body, and also lower your cortisol level because it can lead to the high blood sugar. It can lead to inflammation if you had like a high blood pressure. So I think eating dark chocolate like in a certain amount by asking your physician, your nutritionist, it can give you like many benefits to cancer. And make sure that you consume at least the 70% the cocoa solids. Then the number 2 food that can really good for cancer is turmeric. Yeah, turmeric has the effect of lowering inflammation, any kind of like especially chronic inflammation in our body, and stimulate healing in our body because it has curcumin as the active compound in turmeric, and it can prevent cancerous tumor from growing new blood vessels. And the name is angiogenesis. It calls angiogenesis in our health term. If you want to get like the best effect when you consume turmeric, you can add pepper. Either it's like a black pepper, cayenne pepper, because the piperine in a pepper can absorb curcumin by 2000%. So it can help like to boost your turmeric effect, your curcuma effect by 2000%. So I think it's like a simple way, but it does really have like a significant effect. And ready for the first component, the first food that can like really has the best food for cancer is garlic. Yep, garlic. I think it's very easy to get, but it has like many benefits, especially for cancer patient, and also for you that like aware about cancer, you have like a family history and etc. Because garlic has allicin, and allicin it will activate when you crush the raw garlic. So if you cook it, it can like reduce the allicin amount like in a pretty much. So I really recommend you, I really suggest you to eat it raw and make sure that you crush it first before you consume it. And allicin is like one of the very good component that can trigger apoptosis. So apoptosis is like the self-destruct cancer in your body. Like what I mentioned before, because cancer cell is immortal, we need to add something to make them die, like by apoptosis, and it can trigger by consuming raw garlic. Then it has also another component like iodine, sulfate that can block the growth of cancerous cell, the angiogenesis that I talked before, and it can also protect your mitochondrial damage and also enhance your immune system. So now you know about all the 5 best foods, and now I'm gonna give you like the more tips about the lifestyle that you need to add to support these 5 best food that you consume. The first thing is fasting. But how long the fasting that will impact and have a good benefit for cancer is like at least 48 hours or maybe even longer if you can do it. But at least 48 hours is like the benefit of fasting that impact really like promote the autophagy that can boost the cancer like properties, anti-cancer properties in our body, especially in a reverse late stage cancer. So if you get like the cancer like stage 3, stage 4, I think it's even like have more benefits if you're doing the long period fasting. It can also reduce the chemotherapy effect, like because this is like maybe the first line of cancer therapy in many countries, and fasting can reduce the chemotherapy effect in your body. It can also reduce the IGF-1, the glucose, insulin, or another growth factor that can make it worse in your body, your cancer. Then, what else? The lifestyle. Eating food that has high soluble fiber that also has like a benefit by increasing the butyrate, because butyrate is like the active compounds produced in our gut microbiome, and it can also like lower your inflammation in your body, because like cancer tend to go to the areas that inflame already. It can like spread easily to the areas that has been inflamed. And it can also, butyrate can also reduce oxidation, stress oxidative, and it can also prevent DNA damage, the root cause of cancer. Number 3, you can reduce processed meat, especially fake meat if you are vegetarian. Then vegetable oil, and also what I mentioned before, sugar, refined sugar. Then you can hydrate your body, especially with like a good water, mineral water, like electrolyte water, sparkling water is also good to hydrate your body. And last but not least is regular exercise, because exercise can lower your cortisol. It can increase your oxygen level by 10 to 20 times, because cancer cell doesn't really like to grow in a high oxygen areas. And also, if you want to do the outdoor activity, I think it will be better, because you get the sun exposure, and sun has the infrared that can boost your melatonin in your body. And melatonin is also one of the good antioxidant, very important antioxidant in your body. So I hope you can enjoy it, you can work on it, and I'll see you on the next video.